Wade Willis here doing my playthrough of Fate Stay Night, and I'm on the Fate route. Doing my second part of this playthrough. Up to now, Ren has just summoned her servant. She has not figured out what class he's in, and she realizes that she called him not at the right time where she's at her peak magic power, or she was actually off by an hour. So, seems like it's slightly significant. And yeah, we're going to go into this. Super excited to do this, and yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this as much as me. No, that's wrong. Just standing here, I can tell this thing has an outrageous amounts of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. This is certainly an existence far beyond human. A ghost that has reached the level of spirits as a human. I can't be overwhelmed forever. That thing is mine. So I'll have to change my thinking from now on. Just to check, but you are my servant, right? That's what I'd like to ask. Are you my master? This is the first time I've been summoned so roughly. So to be honest, I still can't grasp the situation. This is the first time for me as well. I'll have to refuse that kind of question. I see. But when I was summoned, you were not in front of me. Explain to me what's going on. Really? Don't joke around and tell me like you're a newborn chick that can only determine your master when you open your eyes. The unknown servant frowns. It's a rather vague response, and I cannot tell if he's angry at my complaint or impressed at how correct I am. Well, anyway, what I'm asking is, you're my servant and no one else's, right? Until we clarify this, I have no obligations to answer any other questions. That's what you say after failing your summoning? In this case, I think there are other things you should say. There's nothing else. We have to clearly determine who's the master first. The servant raises his brow. Perhaps because it was an imperfect summoning, this guy isn't even trying to hide his dissatisfaction with me. So we have to define who's master, huh? Your actions are full of mistakes, but it seems your mouth is rather better. Yeah, I certainly agree with that opinion. Unless we make it clear who is the stronger and who is the weaker, it'll be hard to handle each other. The servant looks at me meaningfully as he lays on the rubble. Who's weaker? Yeah, I am a servant, so I'll accept this master-servant relationship, but that's only according to the contract, right? Who's superior, and if the other is worthy to fight alongside with? That's a different story. Well, are you a magus worthy to be my master, young lady? The servant grins. He smashes my house, and that attitude like he's king makes me angry enough. But now he asks me if I'm worthy to be a master? I'm not asking for your opinions. All I'm asking is if you're my servant or not. I glare at him. I will not lose to someone who looks down on me this frankly. I see. So you're saying such an obvious question isn't worth answering? How courageous. Your spirit is that of a splendid master. But I said, don't get the order wrong. It's the duty of the summoner to confirm first. Now answer. Me. You are my servant, right? I step forward, ready to attack, depending on his answer. Jeez. You are a stubborn young lady. We're not getting anywhere this way. I guess it can't be helped. Let's say I'm your servant. In that case, would you be my master, just hypothetically? Of course. If you're my servant summoned by me, who else would Who else but me would be your master? I somehow cool my boiling head and glare at this rude guy. Oh, I see. Well, let's suppose that's true. Then where's the proof that you are my master? The servant talks nonsense, grinning. He must be thinking I'll panic about this proof of master thing. Here, this is the proof I'm your master, right? I show him the command spell on the back of my right hand. Heh. Don't think I don't know anything. My father talked to me a lot about masters, so I know about this command spell. Are you satisfied, or are you still going to complain? I thrust before him the proof that I am a master. The servant in the rubble looks confused, then, Man, are you serious, young lady? His face clouds with discontent. What do you mean, am I serious? I mean, that way of thinking. So you're a master if you have a command spell? A command spell is a tool that governs a servant. Geez, you act like a master just because of that? What I wanted to see was, are you worthy for me to pledge my loyalty to? That's true, but normally you'd think that the command spell, when talking about proof that one's a master. So what? I'm not fit to be a master then? I'd like that, but no go. Since you have the command spell, it seems you are my summoner. It's unbelievable, but it seems you really are my master. He gives an exaggerated shrug of his shoulders. This is bad. My boiling point is so low, it seems I won't be able to cool down in time. I'm not happy, but I'll accept it. You're my master for now. But I have conditions as well. From now on, I will ignore your opinions, and I will decide how to fight, and you will follow my plans. This is the best I'll compromise on. You don't mind that, right, young lady? I think this is it, Father. I'm almost at my limit. I see. You accept unhappily. But what do you mean about ignoring my opinions? You're my servant, right? I ask him in a trembling voice just in case. There's the issue of the command spell too, so this is my last warning. The biggest compromise I can make. And to that, yeah, in name only. So formally, I'll obey you. But I'm the one doing the fighting. You can hide in the basement here and stay there until the Holy Grail War ends. That way, even an unexperienced person like you should make it out alive. He tells me he has no hope for me with the eyes full of disdain. Are you angry? No. I will respect your position, of course. I am called to help my master win after all. My victory is yours, and I shall give you everything that I earn in this fight. You shouldn't have any complaints about that, right? You wouldn't be able to use the command spell anyway. Well, you can leave the rest to me. You just worry about your own safety. I'm pissed. Fine. If you say that, I'll use it. Afang. There's no holding back now. I have no sympathy for a twisted guy like him. What? You're not. Exactly what you're thinking, you rude scum. Vertrag ein neues Gestes, ein neues Verbrennen. I announce to the command spell, by the order of the Holy Grail, I give the law of obedience to this one, my servant. What? Are you insane, Master? Who would use a command spell for something like this? Shut up! Look, You're my servant. You have to obey every single one of my orders, okay? What? The symbol on my right hand throbs. The 3 command spells. The essence of the Holy Grail War. The 3 claims to the servant's unconditional obedience is now used. Are you even thinking? Using the command spell for such a general thing? It's too late now. First of all, I wasn't expecting this either. I hate myself so much I want to die. To go ahead and use the important command spell for something like this? So, leaving the ruined living room behind, we move to my room. Wow, chicka wow wow. In front of me, he is a servant who should be absolutely obedient for my command spell. He's there, but I see. I understand your personality now, Master. How exactly is this absolutely obedient? Just to make sure, do you understand how important the command spell is, Master? I know. It's the right to give your servant 3 orders, right? What about it? Look, the command spell forces a servant to act according to an order. It doesn't merely stop their actions, it strengthens their actions as well. For example, I can't instantly teleport to somewhere far away. But if you command me to go using your command spell, then assuming we have enough magical energy, such things become possible. This is what is meant by unconditional obedience. It is the 3 crystallizations of great magic that allow the servant to surpass the limits on their own ability, even they can't control. Well, only 2 now. I know that. It's fine. We still have 2, and that order I gave you isn't useless either. Man, this was certainly a miscalculation on my part. The command spell works poorly on broad orders. For broad and long-lasting orders like protect me through this, win this battle, the command spell weakens. The force will last a long time, but since the associated pain is weak, some servants will be able to disobey. In contrast, a single simple order like deliver the next blow with all your power or don't break that glass is absolute, and even the most powerful servants will find it hard to disobey. So, I think you can guess what I'd like to say next, Master. I get the idea. You're saying a long-lasting order is meaningless, right? If the effect is weak, servants can act against it. It's better to make a single absolute order than to give weak ones, right? Right. Basically, the command spell is a way to bring about miracles beyond our abilities. Stupidly using it for orders that can be achieved by other means is unforgivable. The command spell you just used is exactly that. Whether or not I'll obey you is something we could have solved by discussion. Even with a command, something like obey me and obey my every order completely is beyond even 100 command spells. So the command spell I just used was meaningless? Normally, the answer would be yes, but it seems that your abilities of a magus are completely on a different level. Is he happy or unhappy? The servant has a smile on his face as he sighs. On a completely different level? You mean... Hey, you. Tell me honestly your condition right now. I have a gut feeling, so I ask him boldly. Yeah, that's what I meant by miscalculation. That command spell should have only changed my attitude to, well, I'll respect my master's opinion slightly. But right now I feel a strong bind from your words. If I disagree with you, let's see, it seems like I drop a rank. In other words, it's like my body feels heavy when I go against your will. The servant shrugs his shoulders as if to say it's a pain. So, that means the command spell wasn't meaningless and worked in my favor? But this guy speaks as sarcastically as always, and it doesn't seem like he's any weaker at all. Though, even if he is weakened when going against me, I don't doubt even 10 of me can take him on. Let me take back what I said before, Master. You are young, but you are an outstanding magus. It was my mistake to patronize you and to try to keep you out of the battle. I apologize for my rudeness. He adjusts his stance and bows his head politely. Hey, stop it. We argued a lot, and they say both sides are usually at fault in this sort of thing. I see. I'm glad you understand. You change your tune quickly. Well, it was a miscalculation, but not an unwelcome one. If you're this talented, I have no objections to your involvement in this battle. Huh? He seems to be saying he's found a powerful master, so... So you accept me as your master even without command spell? Of course. I wasn't clear back then, as I was just summoned, but we are completely connected now. If you're really a magus, you should be able to feel the connection from the contract. Contract? Now that he mentions, my body does feel strange. It feels like the nerves once closed within me are now pointing outward. And on top of that, part of my magical energy is flowing into the man in front of me. I see. Servants are called by the Holy Grail, but what keeps them in the world is... Right, the power of the master. Servants stay in this world by receiving magical energy from their masters. The magical energy you supply is sufficient. There might be problems with your existence, but your ability is outstanding. A normal magus would pass out after summoning a servant, but you're still full of energy. The command spell earlier and this amount of magical energy, you're definitely a first-class master. Praising me now won't do you any good. A bit embarrassed, I avert my gaze. I wasn't really expecting this. I'm forcing him to obey me with a command spell, but for a servant, a being superior to humans, to honestly accept that I am his master? So, which servant are you? I collect myself and finally get to the point. You can't tell from my appearance, huh? Ah, excellent. No, I was just mistaken before. This guy is certainly making fun of me. Alright, this is a question from your master. You're not Saber, are you? I'm sorry, but I don't have a sword. As I suspected. This is natural though. I mistook the time the summoning circle didn't work, and I even summoned the servant to the wrong place. It was all too clumsy to call Saber the strongest servant. What a blunder, using that many jewels and not calling Saber. It's too appalling to face. Well, I'm sorry I'm not Saber. Huh? Oh, well, it was a mistake and I regret it, but it's my fault, so... Yeah, Archer isn't too flashy, I know. Alright, I'll make you regret your abuse later on, and I won't accept any apologies when that time comes. Huh? This is unexpected. The unknown servant seems disappointed by my fixation on Saber. What? Did I get on your nerves, Archer? Yes, you did. Keep your eyes open as I will definitely show you how lucky you are. Archer protests with narrow eyes. The air he carries is offensive, but his behavior seems childlike and pure. You know, he might be a pretty good guy. All right. Then be sure to make me regret it later on, Archer. If you do, I'll honestly apologize. Yeah, and don't you forget it, Master. Know how great the one you summon before you is, and be grateful. Though, even if you apologize then, I probably won't be satisfied. Archer grins again. Huh. Maybe he does have a twisted personality after all. Well, fine. Leaving that aside, which heroic spirit are you? Archer doesn't answer. His sarcastic tone disappears and he frowns seriously. Archer, your master is asking you a question. That's a secret. Huh? I can't answer the question of who I am because... Hold on. If it's for a stupid reason, I'm gonna be pissed. It's... Oh, that face again. Archer must be really troubled as he opens his mouth. It's like he'd rather not say anything. It's because I don't know myself. Wait, what was that? What? Are you making fun of me? I didn't mean to insult you, Master. But this is what you get for your failed summoning. It seems my memory is confused. I know who I am, but the things like my name and origins are a bit vague. Well, they're trivial things to be missing, so we shouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about it? Of course I'm worried about it. If you don't know which heroic spirit you are, I can't tell how strong you are. Oh, that's no problem. It's a trivial matter. Trivial, you say? How can I make a plan when I don't know how strong my partner is? There's no way we can fight like this. What are you saying? I am the servant you summon. Naturally, I'm the strongest. Straightforwardly. The knight in red looks at me with absolute confidence and trust. My thoughts freeze. There's no dishonesty in Archer's words. He thinks more highly of my powers than I do, even though we just met. My face is burning. Geez, I'm definitely blushing. Why am I so weak against unexpected things? Well, fine. It makes no difference that no one will know your true identity. They do that to fool your enemies. You must first fool your allies. Oh, they say to fool your enemies, you must first fool your allies. I say this to hide my embarrassment, looking away from Archer. Well, I can find out later how good of a servant he is. For now, I have a higher priority. Alright, I shall not question you about your true identity now. So Archer, here's your first task. Already? You are aggressive. So, who's our enemy? As he's asking, I throw a dustpan and broom in front of him. Huh? Clean the room downstairs, please. You made that mess, so be responsible and clean the place up. He stands there blankly for 10 seconds. After recovering his thoughts, he grabs a broom, ready to make an objection. Hold on. Just what do you think a servant is? A familiar, right? He's a bit insolent, so he's difficult to control. Archer swallows his words. I don't intend to take back my words, and I do have a trump card. Objection. I refuse such an order. Really? This isn't an order as a master. Doesn't your body feel heavy when you go against your master's wishes? Well, I'm sure it's nothing to you, but the penalty would continue until you clean up the room. Wouldn't it be dangerous to fight in such a condition for tomorrow? He groans for a few seconds, clenching the broom. The servant in the red coat, Archer, closes his eyes in dismay. Understood. Damn you, master. He acknowledges my request gracefully. Well, it's getting late, so I should rest for tonight. I can't decide about how to treat him after I wake up. The day of fate comes to a close. No, this night is the start of fate. There are 6, including myself now. Once the last one summons the servant, the 7th one, who is not yet a master, Once the last one summons the servant, the 7th one, who is not yet a master, this Holy Grail War will commence. That is not good grammar. It's not far ahead. The battle I've waited 10 years for is about to commence. February 1st. We made it one day, guys. The Holy Grail War. It is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. It is said that the Holy Grail is in the land of Fiyuki, and that many magi have fought each other here in the past. They only had one purpose, to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it has never received the blood of God, but its power matches that of one in the legend. Yes, it is said that a Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person, but 7 magi are needed to summon the Holy Grail in this land. 1 miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it is only a matter of time before a fight broke out over the Holy Grail. It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to each summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other magi. Only one magus will obtain the Holy Grail, and so each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, in a gruesome fight, and a gruesome fight began. This is a ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between magi for the Holy Grail. The magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called masters, and each master receives a powerful familiar called a servant by the grace of the Holy Grail. There are 2 proofs that one is a master: summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. Yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, I summoned the archer to be my servant, and that leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed in my right hand after summoning Archer. This is the command spell. This holy sign, granted by the Holy Grail, is proof that a master has summoned a servant. This mark, with concentrated magical energy, is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. It is consumed by use, and as appearance suggests, it only has 1 use for each strike. In other words, only 3 times. A master who loses all 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I used one right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I call it good. Because it's not unusual for servants to go against their masters. I'm fortunate who have been able to chain him using one command spell. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail will restart when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. Morning already? I'm so tired. Looking out of the window dazed, I notice the sun's already way up. It's past 9? I don't think it's a question of being late anymore. Glancing at the clock, I confirm to myself that I'll be skipping school today. My body's so heavy, it feels like I've taken over he's taken over half of my body. I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. I'm not tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who had just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. That's right. I summon Archer, not Saber. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. About a day until my magic energy returns, huh? Then I guess today will just be a test drive. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unseasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blanket. I knocked out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and checked myself in the mirror. Nothing's obviously wrong except for the fact that I have only about half the magical energy in my body. Everything's up to par. Well, there shouldn't be any problems. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare for a summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. I'll have to live without his noble phantasm until his memory returns. Well, there's no way he can use it if he doesn't remember it. Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them the most powerful is that they have one powerful secret move. The problem is Archer can't remember what he is. Well, that's partially my fault, so we'll have to make do. That's right. As this is how things ended up, we're both on the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memories soon. But, by the way, he's acting now. Who knows when that'll be. Honestly, looks like we got a load of problems ahead. Wow. Maybe I should have a better opinion of him. Dang! It's looking fresh, huh, guys? The living room is just the way it was. I only expected him to clear the rubble, so I'm moved that he went this far. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room, or he wouldn't have done this. I should call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy. The sun's already up. You're pretty loose. I take it back. This shameless attitude. He doesn't deserve any praise at all. Morning, you seem to be pretty relaxed. I see you've made yourself at home here. Well, it's a room I spent the night in. I pretty much figured out where everything is. Oh, since I was cleaning anyway, I cleaned up the kitchen too. I was expecting more of a mess, but it was rather clean. It's quite impressive considering that you live in a Western-style house by yourself. I'm getting a headache. Why is this servant checking my cleanliness? They say servants only think of battle, so maybe this guy's broken somehow. I see. You're not doing well, are you? You seemed well last night, but sleep must have brought up your fatigue. I'll get you a drink, if tea's okay. So at home, in a stranger's house, Archer stands, taking a new teacup without a moment's confusion, and pours a fine rose-colored tea. There's all sorts of things I want to say, but surprisingly I don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined. You could even say he's being considerate. Oh well, it's true that I'm tired, so I guess I'll have a drink. I take a seat. He hands me the teacup silently and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course it's an exotic Chinese tea, the best part of my favorite leaf. So I'd be mad if it tasted bad. In fact, I get mad when someone uses one of my favorites without permission. Yes, I would get mad, but when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain. Hmm. Hold on. What are you laughing about? Well, I was going to ask what you thought of it, but when you made a face like that, there's no point in asking. I slammed the cup down on the table. Don't waste it. You should enjoy it while it's hot. If I'm distracting you, I'll go. Thanks, but no thanks. I didn't become a master just so someone could brew me tea. Besides, there's no need for you to do things without orders. I see. Certainly I did not form a contract with you to brew tea or clean up after you. If that's how you want it, I'll be more careful from now on. Right. What I need is a powerful familiar. I've never heard of a servant who does things around the house, but I've no need for one either. What do you mean, no need? Nothing. Interpret it however you want. More importantly, do you remember who you are now? Archer shakes his head. Just as I thought, it's bad. If he can't remember it after one night, it's not going to come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still... Alright, I'll work out what to do about your memory. Well, get ready, Archer. Since you were just summoned, you don't know your way around yet. I'll show you around town. Get ready? There's no need. If you want to go, we can go right now. Hey, you're going to walk around in that? It hardly looks normal, and besides, other masters would be able to tell you're a servant right away. I don't intend to go announcing to everyone that I'm a master, you know. Oh, so that's what you meant. It's not a problem. Certainly I will need a change, but only when I take form. Servants are spirits, after all. We become spirits when not in battle to reduce the burden on our masters. Oh yeah, you are still a heroic spirit. And if you're summoned already, since it's the master's magical energy that gives a spirit form, if I cut off that magical energy, naturally, we would return to spirit form. A servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. We cannot be observed by anyone except for the master we are connected to by the ley line. We can still talk though, so it's no problem if we're going scouting. Wow, that's really convenient. In that case, it must be hard to search for other masters. Yes. But magi can sense other magi, right? In the same way servants can sense other servants. If a servant knows powerful magic, they would be able to sense servants even from a distance. Just as Archer says, a master is usually a great magus. A magus with strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy. But as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong. So what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are? Master, have you forgotten my clans? Sensing distant enemies isn't a job for a knight. Well, I guess not. Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would be enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance. All right, then follow me, Archer. I'll show you the world you've been summoned into. I don't think it'll be that new for me. But, Master, aren't you forgetting something important? Huh? What do you mean by something important? Jeez, you're really not up to par yet. We have yet to exchange the most important part of our contract. The most important exchange? Equivalent exchange? No, fundamentally, the reward for the servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary. You're really not a morning person, are you? Archer says in no surprise. Listening to a sarcastic comment, I realize something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by my name yet. Oh, crap, names! I guess you've realized. Well, it's not too late, so Master, what is your name? How should I address you from now on? Archer asks sulkily. Damn it, he is a good person. There's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchange names. Servant and master have a relationship forced upon them by command spell. For a contract with a normal familiar, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between the master and servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It's proof of trust that we'll be fighting alongside each other, even without the command spell. I'm Tosaka Rin. You can call me whatever you like. I answer bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Well, actually, it would probably be easier if he addressed me in a reserved manner like you or master, and he'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself. I shall call you Rin. Yes, that name suits you well. He says something outrageous. Rin, what's wrong? You don't look normal. Shut up. Let's just go. We don't have time to relax. I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. Did Archer just say that to make me feel this way? It's possible. He'll certainly do that sort of thing. Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot and my heart pounding, they're all part of his plan. Be careful, Ren. You're gonna have to work with this crooked guy from now on. I go out with Archer. The city we live in, Fuyuki City, can basically be divided into two towns. Here, the place with the old houses and traditional buildings is Miyama City. On the other side of the river is Shinto, where modern development is happening. My house is in the older section, Miyama City. Miyama City is broadly separated into two sections as well. This is one of the sections, Western-style houses where immigrants from foreign countries live. And on the other side of the area is old Japanese-style houses with a mountain behind it. Both sections are on top of hills, so you could say both are suburbs. The houses in between these two sections are relatively ordinary. As a demonstration, they're this ordinary. This is the crossroads of Miyama City and the hill leading up to the western-style houses like mine. On the opposite side, a hill leads up to the Japanese-style houses. A bridge leads to the neighboring town of Shinto, and the other way leads to the school, shopping district, and even Ryudu Temple up on the mountain. And this is a large bridge connecting Shinto and Miyama City. A few years ago, a big station was built over that side, and it has grown rapidly since then. Even though Miyama and Shinto are the same city, you can think of them as totally different places. The city's name, Fuyuki, or winter tree, supposedly comes from the fact that winters are long here. Think about it, this place certainly has a long winter. In contrast though, it's quite warm here in February, and it is about as warm as December anywhere else. I bet a few hot springs would turn up if you were digging around. Then again, this half-hearted cold would make the city a poor hot springs resort. Fuyuki City has a friendly winter and a strange climate that enters the spring Enter spring and April with no changes. Shinto is all like this. The rapidly developing town started to build tall buildings as if rushed by something, and as a result, it looks very artificial. Though it's only in the last 10 years. From what I hear, the big fire here 10 years ago pretty much burned down the whole residential district. These buildings were constructed on land no one ever on the land no one lived on anymore. Yeah, because they all died, except for like one person. And this is the center of it. The Shinto Park. Now that we've seen all the important locations, what are your thoughts? I asked Archer, who was standing next to me. I can't see him, of course. It's a big park. But is there some reason there's no one here? It shows, huh? That's because there's a history in this place. I look around the park. A park this big and organized should be a playground for kids, even on weekdays. But there are only a few people here, and a desolate feeling runs through this place. It was about 10 years ago. There was a huge fire in this area, and it burned for a day until it went out just as it began to rain. Afterwards, the town was rebuilt, and this place was left as it was. It was burned to ashes, so they made it into a park. Archer says nothing. But even though I can't see him, I can tell that he's feeling something special. You seem to have noticed. That's right. This is where the last Holy Grail War ended. I don't know the details, but the last war ended here, and this place has been like this ever since. I see. That must be why this place is full of so many grudges. You can sense those kind of things? Servants are spirits. We are being similar to grudges and formed obsessions. Therefore, we are sensitive to such remnants like us. There were places like this in town with strong regrets, but this place is on a completely different level. To us, this place is more like a reality marble. Archer brings up an unusual term in a motionless voice. Reality marble. One of those magic considered to be the pinnacle of magi, said to be infinitely close to sorcery. For hundreds of years, a boundary field has been the defensive field that protects a magus. Put simply, it's a vicious version of the security system on a house. A boundary field is something that is applied to an existing area or a building to protect oneself from outside enemies. But it is merely a transformation applied to what already exists. But a reality marble is different. A reality marble is an image that erodes reality. The imagined world of a magus, a boundary field that paints over reality by letting the magus hearts take form. This is what we call a reality marble. In other words, it's a large range magic that distorts, remakes the world as the magus wishes. Very interesting. Rin, what are you thinking? No, I was just surprised. I just thought that the reality marble seemed like an uncommon term for an archer. What? It's strange for me to know it? Of course. Reality marble is the taboo of taboos. The secret principle's secret principle. It doesn't make any sense for an archer to know about it. Isn't that right? I ask with my expression. And then I sense him sighing heavily next to me. Rin, a hero is someone who excels in both magic and weaponry. It's fine if you want to think that the archer can only use bows, but please don't take such an optimistic view on the other servants. Come to think of it, he's right. I understand. That was a careless thing to say. I'll be careful from now on, so it's okay, right? Rin, I'm going to be honest. You are excellent, but because of that, you have a habit of underestimating others. You should reform that habit before you grow up. You're being rather rude. He's being honest. Reform? That's like training bad habits out of a horse. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to make it sound like you're a disobedient horse. I just used the word because it suited your image. Hey, that's even worse. Ouch. My right arm suddenly hurts. Rin. Be quiet for a second, Archer. The command spell ingrained in my right hand is hurting. A small warning, as if to get my attention. Someone's watching us. I extend my consciousness to the surroundings. I roll out the threads of my consciousness and search the park. I can't find him. What about you, Archer? It's difficult. I can't even feel the stare. Then it must be a master watching. I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't sense it, it has to be a master. There aren't 7 of us yet, but if we wanted to, we could start the fight at any time. It seems that the one watching us wants to battle, but the command spell reacted to the other command spells. So that must mean that if you are a master, you should be able to recognize other masters when you see them. Then, wouldn't it mean that you should be able to identify the other master too? Yes, but a superior magus can conceal their magical energy. Even though command spells react to each other, they operate on magical energy. If the master has closed the magical circuit, it would be hard to find them. That's troubling. That means we are showing them our location. That's right. Well, if I search around my house, I should be able to find something that kills my magical energy, but you don't need it? Right. Because if I don't hide it, they'll come to us, right? It saves us the trouble of going to find them. Archer takes a deep breath and goes quiet, as if he's shocked. What? You want to say I shouldn't be overconfident? I asked, remembering our previous conversation. But Archer just says, that's impossible. You're strongest like this. Yeah, you can let those weaklings follow us about, he says, trying to hold back his laughter. Well, it's not like they're his... It's not like his... Well, it's not like I like his response, but we decide to continue walking around town. We tour the important places, really dragging our reservoir around, have dinner along the way, bring things to a conclusion. We've been walking around a lot, and now it's 7. At this time of night, our destination should give us the best view. A strong wind. The tallest building in Shinto. The view from the rooftop of this building is a fitting end for the day. What do you think? This place is a great view, Archer. Jeez. I pity whoever you go out with someday. You drag me around all day. Did you say something, Archer? Just an honest opinion. Oh, this certainly is a nice place. If we had come here to begin with, we wouldn't have had to walk around like we had been. What are you talking about? Certainly it's a nice view, but all you can tell from here is an overview of the town. You have to go to the places to know the layout. That's not true. My class isn't Archer for nothing. You can't be an archer unless you have good eyesight. Is that so? So can you see my house from here, Archer? No. I can't see the neighboring town from here. At most, I can see as far as the bridge. At that range, I can count the number of tiles. No way, the tiles on the bridge? That's not just good. His eyesight can match that of telescopes you find on these rooftops. I'm surprised. You really are Archer. Rin. I don't like to think so, but are you making fun of me? Of course not. I just misunderstood because even though you're called Archer, you don't seem like one. That's a troubling claim. I shall question you further on this matter when we get home. It seems Archer has taken a liking to the view he as he falls silent. He's probably working out the town's layout. I can't interrupt him while he's surveying the battlefield. I leave Archer's side and move toward the edge of the building. All I can see with my eyesight is the lights below this building, like the headlights and the cars on the street and the people going home after work. I can't tell what kind of cars or what kinds of people they are. I can see them, but still not see them. Just like noticing someone is watching me before, but not being able to see the watcher. At the very least, there's one person that has his base in Shinto. I strain my eyes and stare below me. There are 7 masters in all. I still don't know who the masters are, nor of which servants they command. Right now, I assume all the masters are walking around town collecting information on other masters. Suddenly, I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction from my command spell. I just feel someone's eyes on me. From below? I look down. There are many people walking around on the road. Among them is a person. One person is looking at me, as if looking up at the moon. I can't tell for sure who it is. I can't tell for sure, but I still know who it is. It's surprising. What's he doing at this kind of time? Rin, have you found an enemy? Archer calls out to me as if sensing my excitement. Nothing. I just saw someone I know, just an ordinary person, nothing to do with us. I answer, unable to hide my irritation and leave the place where I was standing. There's no way he could have seen me from the ground. He must have been looking up at the building by coincidence, so it doesn't mean that I was noticed. But still, I'm angry that I let him see me acting as a magus. By the time we get to Miyama City, it's already past 9 o'clock. Unlike Shinto, Miyama City is an old residential district. No one walks around after 9, and the town grows as quiet as midnight. So that's pretty much it. Do you have a good idea of the town? Yeah, I get it. I'll figure out the rest as we get along. Then we're done for the day. I'm not up to par either, so let's go home and rest. We climb the road up the gentle hill, and there's someone walking in front of us. Huh? Sakura? This is bad. I don't want to see her right now. Rin, why are you hiding? Shut up. Oh, that person is someone I know. I skipped school today, so I don't want to see her. As I speak, I look to the figure ahead of us. On the road. On the road, there's a well-known first-year student and a foreigner I don't know. They're talking about something. No, it seems like the foreigner is talking to Sakura against her wishes. Rin, is this person you know the foreigner? No, I don't know him. There's lots of Western-style houses around here, so he might be visiting one of them. I say that much, then scold myself for being too soft where that girl has evolved. Alright guys, I'm going to stop that here for the day. Again, we're just kind of learning about the world right now, for the most part. And kind of building up a lot of stuff. And yeah, overall I'm digging it so far. I'm already familiar with this story kind of as a whole, but I haven't done the visual novel, so they are doing a good job kind of explaining everything. And those of you that are maybe like watching this or have no experience with Fate at all that could be watching this, if you have questions about things, just let me know in the comments, and if it isn't going to ruin the plot, I'll answer any of those questions that I know. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'm excited to continue this as we go along.